Cooper, Jason, great game, great win. I know that this game last year, especially for you, Coop, this was one of those games that, you know, you wanted to avenge, you wanted to come back with. So let's just talk about, 2-0, going in the right direction. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, it feels good, win the first two right off the bat. Thought we played well and a lot of the things that we're great at. Still got a lot of work to do to be able to, be able to compete and, win a championship at the end of the day. But no, we're just taking it one day at a time, being in the moment and making sure we're getting the best out of each other while we're on that floor during practice too as well. So.
David Hughes from the Tribune Star. Jason, I thought you provided a spark off the bench. Just what was your mindset coming in?
Just affecting the game and winning. Whatever my team needed me to do, that's what I was going to do. Today was his hitting big shots today, so whatever the team needed, that's what I wanted to do.
And Cooper, you had a hot start today. You seemed to be feeling it in the first half. Didn't get as many opportunities in the second half. What was going right for you in the first half, and did they do anything different with you in the second half? That I'm sure that just made you quite content to dish the ball off to somebody else if they paid extra attention to you.
No, I just think that's the makeup of our team. It's going to be, on a nightly basis, it's going to be different people be able to put the ball in the basket at a high level. And, I've done it my whole life. I know Kavasi has done it his whole life, and a lot of guys on the team have done it their whole life. So these guys know how to play ball. So it just, depending on what the team needs, I'm going to give it and give my whole heart to it. So,
Cooper, I think that leads great into the point here of game one. You did exactly that. You weren't the scorer. You were, going out there doing your thing. You played 15 minutes. Game two, lights came on. Yep. Everyone else was kind of a little sluggish. You came out and you did what you do. Talk about the fact that you do have those options this year that you didn't have a year ago, where like you and Cam had to be it. You had to be the guys, where this year you can kind of take a little bit of that. Let me step back and see what Trent, Voss, those guys do, and if I need to step up, I can.
Yeah, it's not even taking a step back on purpose. There's a flow within the game, and there's a game within the game, and if Voss is hot and he's 7 for 10 from 3, I hope he shoots another 10 more. I hope Trenton does the same thing. And it's going to be Cam Henry on nights. It's going to be Jabo on nights. It's going to be other guys as well. So just being able to be happy for them when that moment comes, because it's going to come. I see it every day in practice. So just being able to be, supportive for my teammates too as well. So.
Jason, where do you feel you're at right now? I know a little bit of a setback injury-wise right before the season started. In terms of your health, how you feel, and what today can do for you moving forward?
I feel good, man. Actually being back to play against people, and sitting out was a hard time for me, but the guys always kept me mentally healthy and mentally ready, and then it was just a big confidence today, and I think it's going to be a very good season.
Can both of you guys describe, I know maybe the stat sheet will not necessarily tell the whole story of an impact that Ju has. You guys see it in practice, not just in terms of his personality, but where do you feel he impacts you guys the most? And again, may not show on the stat sheet, but you feel his presence no matter where he's at.
If you put Ju in a ball screen, I probably would put $1 million that him and the bigger score probably 80% of the time.
I totally agree.
Yeah, no, not just that though. Defensively too, he's elite. He's elite getting downhill, as you've seen today. He's elite within the ball screen. He's elite off the ball when he's guarding. There's a lot of things that from his freshman year here to now, and I've talked to him about it, just how much he's progressed and he's grown, and to the person he's became today, and just how he carries himself off the floor. I think it leads over to what he does on the floor as well. He's a better person than he is a basketball player, and he does tremendous things for us on that floor. So.
Speaking of another guy that has a lot of impact and has the first two games, Gibson, what does he provide to you guys the most? Because in my eyes, he's one of the more scrappier guys I've seen in the years that I've been here.
Yeah, what is he? He's probably about 205, 215 for a 6'4", 6'3" guard. That's a big guard. And he moves well, being at that weight. He's strong. He can do a lot of the things that you're quick and shifty and smaller guards can't do. And that's go get an offensive rebound and make a big play for us. And that's to get it back and get to the free throw line. That's to make the right play. He can get downhill. He can post up for being a guard. There's a lot of things he can do that's on his menu, and the way he can play that we weren't able to do last year with some of the guard play that we had. But he brings an elite, a variety of elite things to the table to be able to help our team. So.
One thing that I noticed in this game, I think everyone in here noticed in the game too, Coop, was you, Chavo, some of the other, veteran guys coaching when you were on the bench. You weren't just cheering for the guys. You were making sure, like, hey, I'm seeing this, like, keep an eye on it. And it made a big difference, Jason. Your defense in the second half was lights out, and then you got hot on offense too. So for both of you, Cooper, what was it like kind of stepping in that coach role? And then Jason, what was it like kind of getting some of that guidance, from the older guys?
Yeah, I mean, just being able to see things throughout the game. Coach has got a million things he's trying to process as the game goes, and he does it at an elite level. But maybe there's a thing or two that us as players, when we're on that floor, we see a little bit differently. So just being able to communicate within our team and our teammates, and making sure that they're seeing what we're seeing, and maybe there is a switch that we can get off to. There was a couple of times where Sparks, and he's a load down there. He's a tremendous player, and he's big, strong. We had nobody, swarming to him, and he caught the ball at 5 feet. I mean, that's an automatic layup no matter who's guarding him. And we just had guys being able to tell them, hey, we got to go swarm that. We got to get our hands in there, get out to a contested 3 rather than a 5-foot easy layup for Peyton Sparks. And just really simple things, keeping it simple within. That's probably the main part for it.
Getting advice from you guys is, it's helpful because, coach is trying to tell us everything, but as players, they see things different, like Coop said, and they can help us make the reads easier, defensively. There was times where I struggled, but the guy told me, like, try this, and it helped me out a lot. It's just good advice from basketball to basketball.
It may be a small detail. It's a long season. But this is the first time that Indiana State started a year winning the first 2 games in over a decade. 2011, 2012 is the last time Indiana State started 2-0. Just what that means to be able to try to build momentum before you guys get in the North Dakota State next week.
Yeah, I've been a part of I think the best was like a 10-winning streak, and that was nice. So if we could do something and, around that, that'd be super fun. But no, just taking it a day at a time and a game at a time. We can't look at 5-0, 6-0 unless we get 3-0. So I mean, as long as we're looking at it a game at a time, just stay steady, level through it, never too high, never too low. Sky's the limit for this team. So.